Hey everybody, welcome to week 21. First up, we've got King Randor transforming into King Hiss. There's a moment in the DC comics that I really liked, and there's a quote from here. There is no Randor. There's not been Randor for a long time now. There's only what lies within. There's only Hiss. So I always thought that was super cool. It's one of my favorite moments in all of Motu, so I decided to kind of recreate it with the pop and swap. He's wearing the Turning Guard armor here because in the comics he has that big eagle symbol, and then just kind of put like the arms, and I mean it'd be cool if he had like the fangs and like the eyes and stuff. But he was a hard character to find, so I never did get a second one to customize. Maybe one of these days they re-release him or run across him. But, and then the background here, I think, is from one of the art books. I'm not 100% sure. But, yeah, so the idea was just to kind of recreate that scene from the DC Comics because I really liked it. All in all, I think it came out pretty cool. So let's move on to the next picture. This one is another old Berserk toy that I have. It's the Skull Knight. There's the eclipse kind of going on in the background, just to have something in the background. The figure itself doesn't have much articulation to it. You can see there's like a, joint there, so his arms can kind of go like that. But just wanted to take a picture of him, so I just kind of stood him up in front of the background, took the shot. It's a cool toy. Looking forward to a much more articulated one at some point. Especially with SHF doing the Berserk stuff now. Up next, this is another old Toybiz that I have that I'd like to see redone as a Marvel Legends Fallen. It's the vampire version of Archangel, or Warren Worthington from Mutant X, part of the Six. I'd actually love that whole team as Marvel Legends. And then he's just kind of thrown with, there's like a stand, so you can see him flying. You can see the stand right there. And then he's in front of the Fall of the Mutants poster. So it'd be cool to have like all the, because it's basically all of the X-Men dead, and a bunch of side characters in there too. But I just thought it'd be cool to kind of put him in front of that. Pretty cool. This toy is beat up. You can see it's pretty faded, but very cool character. Something I'd like to see again. The wings on this are kind of cool. They got like the leathery bat, feel to them. But yeah, pretty basic shot. There it is. And then up next, when I got my new Eternia Zodak, his foot broke off like as soon as I tried to move it. So I made an Origins Zodak, new Eternia Zodak. It's cool. All the stuff fits him pretty well. Like how he looks. It's actually my preferred version of Zodak out of the ones I have on my shelf. The holster's a little bit big, but yeah, there's just nothing really to the shot. Just kind of threw him there. You can see there's some other stuff in the background, some Mythic Legions, but they weren't really part of the shot. I just focused on him and didn't really care about what was behind him. Up next, just another reason to show off the Castle Hellskull picture of Anti-Eternia He-Man. I do that quite a bit from time to time. If you haven't seen the Hellskull, go back through my videos. There's a couple videos of me talking about making it, and it shows up on these retrospectives pretty often because I like showing it off. Let's see. Up next, just movie He-Man and movie Skeletor. They're in front of the box art. The He-Man could have been lit a little bit better. They could have been a little bit better poses. They're both kind of stiff, but I mean, what are you gonna do? All in all, not a bad shot. Probably should have put them a little bit closer together and in better pose with a little bit better lighting, but that'll probably happen at some point. And then up next, I always like Man-at-Arms on Wreck-Gar. The Origins characters fit that bike pretty well. So as soon as I got that toy, it just kind of became Man-at-Arm's bike. So yeah, put him in front of there's like a scene from the movie, the Junkion Planet. I just kind of put them together. You see there's a little stand kind of holding it, so he's like popping a wheelie, but fits pretty cool on the bike, and seems like something he might ride. Team up I'd like to see. It'd be fun. And then up next, it's a black and white shot of the Alice in Cheshire Cat toy that showed up a while back, but I wasn't doing the front of them because I was doing the No Face collab. So, yeah, it's just showing off that toy. They're basically, well, they are plastic statues. They don't articulate, but there's that. And then there's a color version right there. The background is art from the game. You can see like the blood splatter on her skirt. Pretty cool toy. I always liked this take of Alice and the Cheshire Cats. Yeah, kind of a creepy, dark version of Alice in Wonderland. What's not to like, you know? And then up next, you'd kind of seen this before, but this is like a close-up of Light's Hope. He's in front of my Crystal Palace. You can see there's cotton hiding the hinge of the castle. This is like one side, and this is the other side. And then there's like light in the back to kind of make it glow. It kind of glows through his eyes a little bit. I really like this figure. The translucency of it's really cool. The design of it's really cool. I mean, it's just a cool figure and cool shot. So, moving on. There's some extra shots this week. So, then here's another Berserk shot. I just took Guts and he's holding the Dragon Slayer straight out. It's a huge fucking sword. At Femto, if you know, you know. If you don't know, go read Berserk. Come on, man. What are you doing with your life? Let's see. Actually, let me go back to that shot for a second. So, I mean, this is on my photography shelf. This is the background. This is just another tapestry. The mountain, the battle mountain, he's kind of perched up top. So he's like above him. Kind of calls back to the manga where he like confronts him early on in the Black Swordsman arc, but it was more of a MC Escher hellscape. But I can't create that. Well, I mean, I can't create that without a lot of work, so just kind of went with what I had. Get the battle mountain, get the tapestry. Seriously though, if you haven't read Berserk, it's my favorite story of all time. This guy's a badass. This guy's a prick. Yeah. More stuff happens in that, but it's great. Okay, then moving on. We got Jay and Silent Bob smoking outside of Grayskull. I love this pick. Again, these are in-action figures, as they were called from the Clerks. They're just plastic statues, but they capture the Clerks animated series pretty well. And got Jay and Silent Bob. Then, you know, the connection to Grayskull with Kevin Smith running Revolutions. I figure they fit right in. Yeah, I like this shot quite a bit. And then here we're going to have a few of these in a row. CG, He-Man and Skeletor. The art on this is from the art book from that series. I just kind of had He-Man flying at Skeletor. These are the Masterverse version of those toys. They're alright, but man, they're way too top heavy. They don't like to stand for shit. Up next, took a picture of Ram Mam. I think she's cool. This again from the art book. It's kind of showing off her powers in the art book, so I just kind of put her in front of it, like she's blasting off. You can see there's a stand kind of holding her, so I can get her in the pose I wanted. But yeah, nothing really to this shot. I was watching Toy Frenzy and they were going over the art book, and I was kind of following along and setting up shots. So that's why there's a bunch of these CGI ones all in a row. There's Orko. Again, shot in the back is from the art book. I really like this version of Orko and the old version of Orko you see in the CGI version. This cartoon was actually super fun. I was pretty skeptical about it at first because I didn't really like the designs. I like my He-Man to be more fantasy than sci-fi, and this leaned a little more sci-fi than I personally would have liked, but the story was super good. There's a lot of interesting elements they changed up. The voice acting was really good. It looked really good, and it was just a fun show. So I enjoyed all 3 seasons. There's a couple things that could have maybe passed on, but I enjoyed it overall, and if it came back, I'd be happy. The toys, they're alright. I do like this Orko, and I do like the Ram Man that I just showed off, but more because I like those characters than really anything else. And then here's just a shot of Skeletor, again in front of some of the art from the book. Could have lit his face a little bit better and positioned this staff a little bit better, I think, but all in all, not too bad. Okay, let's see, what do we got up next? This is another shot of Femto, like I was saying when I did the facial obstruction shots. I retook it. This is kind of like that same shot, but now you can actually see his eye. I like that the hand's out of focus because it kind of gives it that otherworldly feel. Like there's a moment in the anime where he like reaches out and things just kind of like implode, and he kind of looks at his hand like that. So that's kind of what I was going for there. Again, super limited articulation, very old Berserk figures. I don't even know what company made them, but they were cool. I was super happy to have them at the time. And this year, I'll be getting a very upgraded version of this guy because they're re-releasing the Figma. So that's going to be nice. In this shot, really not much to this shot. Just kind of took the 2000X He-Man. This one's from the pack. You can see the vac metal and stuff. So, and I just put it in front of the castle from that cartoon series. Another cool cartoon series that ended before its time. Let's hope that does not happen to the latest He-Man series. Let's see, up next we got the Super 7 Lino and Mumra. Got the Ancient Spirits of Evil in the background. You see the little part of the stand. Just have Lino flying at Mumra like they're going to get ready for battle. There'll be a follow-up scene to this, I think next week. Doesn't quite make it into this week's shots, though. All in all, cool shot. I dig these figures. They look great. I wish the posability was a little bit better, the articulation and stuff, but I mean, I would have never thought we were going to get as many cool Thundercats toys as we have right now, so grateful for that. And this guy's just awesome. I mean, Mumra, like, this figure is pretty rad. Up next, we got one more of the CGI He-Man, but this is the Origins version on their version of the Ground Ripper or Road Ripper. Again, art from the book. But the Origin figures fit these motorcycles pretty good, and I thought the Origins version of the CGI character was cool. So to have him on there, like, just pretty fun. Cool figure. I wouldn't mind seeing some more of the characters done in Origins as well, but I want Origins to get through Vintage before I start asking for other stuff. So we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point the cartoon collection branches out into the other cartoons in that form factor, because it's not called the Filmation collection, it's called the cartoon collection. So might be a cool place to explore some other ideas. There's plenty of new adventures and Revelation stuff that would be cool in the 5.5 scale. And then the last shot of the week, this is just pop and swap custom. I actually really like to do this with Masterverse where I can. I like to downgrade them downgrade them to Origins. So this is the new Eternia. I put the battle harness on. The body itself is one of the 2000X. You can see from the belt. And put his bracer up here. I gave him the 2000X from the old 2000X axe. He's got the new Eternia head and the new Eternia armor. It's just in some random picture of Grayskull. I didn't really put too much thought into that, honestly. I just kind of like, oh, there's a shot of Grayskull in the background. But it's cool. I think it all comes together really well. Kind of like the pose on it, too, where he's like reaching out and he's got the big axe in the back. And he just looks cool. I prefer this kit bashed one to the one that they actually put out. So, and that's going to be it for this week. I did notice I got one new follower, so hey, welcome in. Notice I lost a follower, so goodbye, and maybe you'll come back. Either way, I appreciate all of you guys. Thanks for checking it out. You can check me out on Instagram daily, and every weekend I'm here on YouTube. Saturdays on Oz's Clubhouse, and this usually drops Sunday morning. So have a good morning, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you all soon.